Welcome to Autographers Anonymous, a place where we discuss our addiction to the greatest hobby in the world. Let's go around the room. Mike.
What's up, guys? It's Mike from the Autograph Network, aka The Godfather, and we are going to knock it out of the park in this podcast. See what I did there with the case against? Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hi, I'm Chase from Chase and Ink, and my wife just bought unlimited cat sounds off Amazon.
Oh boy, it's a good deal.
Sweet.
My name is Zane Savage, and I have a sickness, and the only cure is more TTMs. For you SNL fans out there. Welcome to the show, everybody. We talk about autographs, as you know, if you listen to the last shows. Let's go ahead and get started with some new returns. And Mike.
All right. We'll get started here. TTM's purchases and some cool stuff that came in. First, I got to show this. I wrote to Jack Nicklaus again, but I did it for Autographs for a Cure. I sent him a couple 4x6 photos. He was gracious enough to sign in the past to Archer. He didn't sign my 4x6 photos this time. What he sent an 8x10, which was already sold for Autographs for a Cure, but he sent this. This is so cool. It's a replica of the 1986 Masters scorecard, and it's his scorecard he won and signed up there. So this is so cool. I don't know if I can get rid of it. So that's pretty awesome. I thoroughly enjoy that one. So some purchases that came in. Wrestling. Taya Valkyrie. She's in Impact Wrestling right now. Was huge on the lucha scene. Billy Jack Haynes, wrestler from the early WrestleManias, so part of my childhood there. More wrestling. The Young Bucks, who are starting up AWE to compete with WWE. The late, great Balls Mahoney. Just fun to say Balls Mahoney.
What's his first name again?
Balls Mahoney from ECW, the original ECW, which is awesome. Promo shot of Lillian Garcia. There you go. Ding. Hefty Lefty. Jared Lorenzen. He's got a cool story. You can research him, but big 300-pound lefty quarterback. Got some other stuff in, but just 8x10s. For the TTMs, got some cool stuff. I'll show the highlights. With donation to his foundation, Cam Neely, the Boston Bruins great. What up, Andy Summers? Just a little tip for you guys. Anytime you see somebody with a foundation, usually if you make a donation, they will typically sign. So some of the bigger names. This one was out a long time. Signing a couple of them from the Running Man, Gus Rethwich, and he was Buzzsaw. There, signed in pen. I don't know how well that shows up. Signed the back of this one. This was color shot and signed there.
I knew it. I was about to say, when they sign in pen, it's like 90% chance they also sign the back.
Oh, yeah. And it's always older people that do it. Just
Yep.
Sign they don't want to ruin the picture. He sent this one. This was one he sent. This is makeup from the Scorpion King with The Rock. He was in the opening scenes and signed the back there. But pretty cool because I have not seen a lot of returns from him. Signing 2 with donation usually takes about $20. NFL Hall of Famer, Chiefs great Len Dawson. And skip that one. I've been hitting the astronauts pretty hard because we went to Kennedy Space Center. So anytime I see them show up on Star Tiger, I always write to them. And most of them are pretty good. This is Greg Olson. So I try and find their portrait shot, which is usually them in front of the flag, something NASA official. Then I try and find something from, outer space, but then I also try and include a shuttle launch. And if you guys ever get down to Florida, go to Kennedy Space Center because they actually have the actual, which one is it? Atlantis space shuttle there that you get to see. It's pretty cool. Paul Revere and the Raiders, kind of a weird fella, but this is Phil Fang Volk. Signed a couple photos, and I won't show it. It's in the envelope, but he sent me a religious pamphlet and told me that's the real cure for cancer. So just, hey, maybe it is. I don't know.
It should be balls.
Keith Gordon, he was in a lot of great movies, character actor. Bonus points. Anybody on the panel know what movie this is from?
Oh, man. No.
Billie Jean. So he was in that. He was in, I think this was Jaws 2 or 3. Was not the original, but he was in one of the Jaws movies.
Oh, the classic Jaws 2.
And with Rodney Dangerfield, Back to School, I think it was. So pretty cool. Like I said, I'll just flip through these. But again, if I can find astronauts, there's the space one. There's the portrait. And some of them have been gracious enough to send these. This is, skip over that one. This is Jack Lausma. Sorry. There's the portrait, but he sent a couple of these patch stickers. They're like what they wear on the uniforms, but they're stickers.
He's one of the old school guys. Let's go.
Yeah, and he signed them. This is just, I love the space shuttle stuff. Columbia patch. And it's got Losman, Fullerton, probably the pilots. Just very cool. Via Venue, John Larroquette. One of my favorite shows growing up. Night Court, very funny. Played Dan Fielding over there. One of the Watt boys, TJ Watt. Of course, his brother JJ is one of the NFL's biggest studs. Signed this one. Autographs for Akir. Signed it down there. He's playing for the Steelers. You guys will probably remember this guy, Mark Summers, from the old Double Dare show.
Fun fact about him, I think he's like he can't stand like to be messy. What do you call that? There's
Germaphobe.
Yeah, he's a germaphobe. Like, but there's an illness with an official.
Yeah,
but he has that, and he was on one of the messiest shows on TV,
right.
on Nickelodeon. So kind of fun.
And yeah, so also he was. This is pretty famous, and Stacy talks about this. I think.
Oh yeah,
the night show or Tonight Show appearance of Jay Leno, and he almost got in a fight with Burt Reynolds, and Burt Reynolds dumped water on him. So you can
he dumped water back too.
Yeah. American Idol winner from last year, Maddie Popey. And if you guys watch the current season, Lady Mappo, she went in disguise as a goth singer, had the judges fooled and revealed it was her. But she also sent a couple extra photos for autographs for Akir and a pick like necklace. So cool. nice of her to do that. Star Wars, Harry Felder, character actor, one of the Death Star guards. Signed it in gold, kind of by my finger there. Of course,
is he one of the ones that got choked?
Nope, he's one in the detention center with Princess Leia. But I love this photo. This is cool, black and white. They're marching her down. Looks awesome. Of course, Darth Vader in the background. So
Andy Summers just popped in. Hello.
Oh boy, you're late, son.
No.
Hold on, let me adjust because you guys are blaring.
Oh, okay. Well, just ignore us, and we're gonna keep on going with Mike's
No,
stuff.
I got you.
I can hear. Great, I can hear him. Real quick, I'll just finish up. Another Star Wars. This will go for autographs for Akira Julian Glover, who played General Veers. Of course, the AT-AT scene from Hoth.
And Game of Thrones. He was on Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yes. More. I got astronauts. I got golf. This one is actually one of the con guys, Bill Ratner. He voiced Flint from the G.I. Joe cartoon. So happy to get that. And last, Kaylee Fleming. And you guys probably won't recognize the name, but if you saw the Last Jedi, she played young Rey. And also, you guys might recognize her from The Walking Dead.
Nice signature for being as young as she is.
Yeah. So
Secretarial.
her mom's signing it. And that's it. I'll wrap this up. We'll keep it short. Those are the highlights. It was a good week for me. I'm still sending stuff out, so I'll throw it over to Chase.
All right. Well, I didn't have as good as luck as Mike did there. So I got 2 back from John Tudor.
What's his last name?
Tudor
Tutor.
with a D, not a T.
Who lives in Massachusetts, of course.
I got a
Well, he
Roger
sucks
Craig,
then. He lives in Massachusetts.
baseball player.
Yeah, thanks.
Von Hayes.
Who was that second one, Chase?
Roger Craig.
Oh, that was the
He was the manager for the Giants, and he was a
Yeah.
Brooklyn Dodgers player.
who had trouble getting it? Was it Stacy or
That was
it
me.
was you? Yeah, that's
He-
your.
He blacklisted me for years.
Yeah, he wouldn't sign for Mike.
Well, that
so it's a special one.
the signature is looking kind of
Well, he's old.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and these actually just came in today, so hot out of the box. I got 2 from Dan Pasqua. And then got a Will Clark.
Will the thrill.
And then if anybody watches the Goldbergs on TV, this is the real Ruben Amaro Jr.
Nice. I actually picked him up once because I was trying to do father and son junior sets, like
Yeah.
get a father and the junior that both played the sport. So he was one of them. So yeah,
Well, let me know if you need Mike Bassick.
was he got a junior too?
Yeah, they both played for the Rangers.
I gave up on that a long time ago.
Okay, well,
All right, Andy, you've been making a bunch of noise on your desk and switching the video to yourself. So you want to go
am I?
ahead and show some stuff off?
Oh, okay. Why not? I'm sorry I'm late. I had to rig up my TV over here. for
Oh,
the
you're
Bruins
fine,
game,
dude. We're just giving you some help.
Since it's 1-0 Bruins, which worked out pretty good. All right. No, I was just kind of rifling through stuff because I just kind of threw it in a bin to see, what I could show off. But I'm gonna
Just pull
start
up
off.
a couple things.
Yeah, I'm gonna just rifle through it. I've been going a little book crazy lately, so I'm just gonna show the titles of
Attaboy.
some books that came in,
Attaboy.
which I have never read except one of these.
Same here.
Richard Engel, one of the bravest reporters out there that'll go into any war zone. I'm not gonna open them all, but I'm just gonna show who. That was one.
Well, I know they want to see the autograph. Come on,
Ah.
this isn't the book club show.
Jeez, this is a private address in New York. I tracked down. Fine, yeah. I don't know. Can you see it? There we go.
There you go. See,
All right.
is
There
that
you go.
hard?
There's one. Yes. Game of Shadows. This is actually the one book I actually read way back. I sent it to Mark Farua Wada, one of the authors, and I wrote to him. I said, hey, if Lance Williams, you happen to bump into him, can you have him sign it too? He just signed it, but he had it for about 6 weeks. He wrote me a letter saying, I tried to get Lance to do it, but I never caught up to him. So he signed that.
You could always book played it. I'm kidding.
I hate book plays.
I know. I'm just kidding with you.
Next, Robert Wexler wrote this nice long inscription. He's the rep. I was actually reading up on him that used his mom's home address in Florida to run for office, and he got caught. Next, Ron Paul,
Ooh.
who double bonus. I had sent him a card too that I just had. I don't know why I have a Ron Paul card, but sent that and he inscribed the inside.
I hate to flood his address, but get Ron while you can, because that's going to be worth money after he passes away. Because he's kind of one of those people that is kind of an icon for a whole group of people.
Right.
And yeah, so just saying.
All right. Here's a one that I sent to him when he was with the Knicks, got it back saying he's too busy. Then I found him at his retreat in Montana, Coach Phil Jackson.
Wonder what a signature looks like, because it can get grabbed bad. Talk so I can see it.
It's what?
There you go. Okay, yeah, that's a full signature. Congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah, usually he just does the P, J, and a squiggle. Like it's
Well,
really bad.
that address wasn't on Star Tiger, and I kind of saw that he has his little getaway in Montana, like I said. So I sent
Right.
it there. And it was actually like 2 weeks. Wasn't too bad. Nicholas Mayer. I guess he was a director or producer for Star Trek. Again, I don't read this stuff. There you go. These are like books I found like the dollar store. I was like,
Oh, Dollar Tree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll find signed books there every once in a while.
Now, this one, Terry Blackstone. Never heard of her. Not going to read it. But the funny thing is, I actually sent this book out twice. She signed it, and it was sitting on my desk, and all of a sudden it disappeared. I had no clue where it was. And after a little bit of time, I got a envelope back from Stuart Woods, the author, a letter from his wife saying, "You sent this book to Stuart. He can't sign it." I was like, oops. Rookie mistake. I sent the wrong book to the wrong guy. And I had the Stuart. So Stuart Wood got back out to him. So hopefully that'll be coming in. And finally, Elijah Griswold. I don't know. Not a clue. I'm not even going to show it. I have no idea who the hell she is.
You would clean up on autobiographies. So the thing is, like a lot of people, especially space people, astronauts. I'm an idiot. So astronauts don't like to sign a lot of photos and stuff, but they're proud of books because they wrote a book. I mean, that's hard work. So if you shoot for the stars on some of these people that don't sign TTM with a book, I'm just saying you might be happy. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Just one quick one before you. Just an interesting one. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Hector Vargas. He's a career minor leaguer. Well, I sent.
You're cutting out a little bit, man.
And
Frozen Andy.
Frozen. You're frozen.
A little game. How many do you think he sent back?
It looks like 25. I can't understand you because you're frozen. So, yeah, you're frozen. Andy, we're gonna go ahead and move on here because you're really, really frozen. Like you've been frozen for the last 5 seconds.
Man, I hope that's not on everyone's screen. His face just.
Yeah, I think
that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Sorry, Andy. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You just froze for like 5 seconds and didn't move. But how many cards were there? How many cards were there? 21. I was off by 4. Okay.
I have no
That's
idea.
nice.
I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with 21 of his cards, but if you need any, I got plenty laying around. And
use one last backers whenever you sell stuff on eBay.
Yeah, and one last one was just kind of a funny one. Victor Magrill, never minor leaguer. I saw he was listed playing for the Pirates down in the Florida League, so I sent to him, and apparently I got a letter back from the general manager of the something down in Florida that her husband is named Victor, and he's actually the groundskeeper down there, and he sent back his card instead. So wrong Victor, but at least I got a groundskeeper card, which
That's
never
actually
knew.
unique.
Never heard they actually signed, and the worst part is it got smudged.
Oh,
Just to add on to it.
Big league, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I'd rather have the groundskeeper.
Honestly,
cool.
I think it's a lot better. Because I don't even need that other guy for my set or anything. I just happen to have it laying around.
I can see Andy working on the mascots next week.
I actually did get a mascot in this week.
Hey, I can read your
did.
mind.
Hold on. He's in my pile. Go ahead.
We got to move on, dude. We got to move
go
on.
ahead.
We're on a time crunch today, man. Save it for the next show. Can you do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, dude. We just got to move on because.
Mascot.
Oh my goodness! Look at that! Look at. Oh my goodness! You guys are mascots. I swear.
Hey, that's my next project.
Hey, Mike, you mind if we skip your Collector's Chronicles?
Yep, we're good.
All right. We're going to move on to the topic for this week, and the topic is motivation. You're like, what the heck? Well, basically, we're going to be talking about our motivation for collecting, our motivation for doing TTMs, our motivation. Why are we doing this? Is it just out of madness? Is it out of just wanting something to come in the mail every day? What was your motivations early on? So we'll start with that. Our first motivation. What first motivated you to get in the hobby? And not necessarily what made you do write the first letter, but what made you write the second, third, and fourth? What made you really get into the hobby? So we'll start with Chase.
Well, when I first started TTMing, I was like about 10, so I wasn't getting anything in the mail. So I thought it was exciting to, get the mail in and hey, I got something right there, and you open it up and it's a card or whatever from a player or something. So yeah, for me, it was just excitement.
Yeah, it was like Christmas every day. You didn't know what you're going to get in the mailbox.
Now I just get bills.
Yeah, exactly. Then you start getting bills, and you're like, oh, well, at least you got Christmas present in amongst the bills.
Right.
Mike, was it the same for you when you started? Was it more of like, I get to go see what's in the mailbox today kind of feeling?
I started early, and my first real experience was, coming down to spring training and getting IPs. So I went from in person and then like playing sports and collecting baseball cards. I was like, I can send these off and then people sign them and I'll get them back. I was like, that's cool. So I started as a young age, and it was motivating because I had these around. Then when I found out I could send them off, I was like, that's awesome. And I've loved going to the mailbox and be like, look at what I got.
Right. It could turn like a bad day. You have a bad day at school or something, and then you get go home and you got like letters from major leaguers or ex-major leaguers. Because I started with baseball, like a lot of people did, and just kind of turned your day around because you're like, wow, wonder who I'm gonna get tomorrow. So, Andy, is that how you kind of got into the hobby, or?
Oh, very much so. I mean, like you said, it's just when I was like 12 or 13 when I started, you never got mail unless it was like a birthday card or a Christmas card or whatever. But actually running home from school and going, what could possibly have come in today? I think that was the thrill of it.
Right.
And then it just branched off into even more of a sick hobby that it is now.
Right, and we'll get into those later motivations here in
yeah.
a second. Yeah, because I think those will differ a little bit. I kind of figured we would all have the same motivation for beginning because it's one of those hobbies that locks you in that way, especially if you are you just looking forward to having something like a little surprise. It's just, I don't know, there's something as a kid magical about it almost. And these people you see on TV actually doing something for you is kind of just a big idea. Like you didn't think it was possible, but it is possible. We'll go ahead and move on to the next one, which is bad motivations. Now, I know none of us would have bad motivations, but what do you think some of the bad motivations would be out there for some TTMers? And I know the first one that comes to my mind would be like the people that send out 21 cards. I know you didn't send those 21 cards out, but the people that do send out those items and just, write their normal little letter and expect it all back.
Yeah. The obvious one is, money.
Yeah.
Yeah. People will TTM because they can get 4 or 5 or 10 cards signed and throw 9 of them on eBay and get paid. I mean, people turn it into a job. I mean, but that's a motivating factor for people.
Right. And there's a middle ground, I think, there as a fellow eBuyer. I think if you plan on collecting what you get in, I think it's okay. And we've always discussed the eBay selling stuff conundrum. But if you're solely writing TTMs to sell them on eBay, I agree that would be a bad motivation. What do you guys think, Chase?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the most I send out is usually about 4, and like if I send out cards, they're all different. They're not going to be the same cards. So yeah, sending out like a ton is overkill. I think it's actually hurting the hobby.
Right. Yeah, those people, and that's you always see when people quit. They're like, these people are in it for a profit. That's always their excuses when they stop signing TTM. It's people are making money off of my autograph. That's why I'm not signing anymore. That's almost always the reason. So yeah, I agree. That's bad. Andy, you got anything on that, on the money thing?
No, I totally agree with the eBay thing because I'm always on there like searching for my sets to all the fillers in there. And it's like if I just type in one set and say sign cards, and the first like 50 of them are regular signers that sign through the mail all the time. So it's like I got to weed through those, but it's like, these guys just get them in the mail and throw them right up.
Right. And I mean, you can still send multiple items, that makes sense, especially if you want to trade. You could trade with other TTMers and knock out a bunch of people at once and have a massive, diverse collection that way. So, it's not really sending multiple items. It's sending a crazy amount of items, like over. What would you guys say? What's the number that starts getting awkward? 4 or 5?
I think anything over 5 for one shot. If there's exceptions.
Trading cards I get away with a little bit, but like photos, I would say photos you're looking at like 4 over 4 starts getting awkward.
But what if you're paying for it?
Oh, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
No, if you're paying for it, you can say
right. Like if it's for they have a charge or price and they charge for it, and you send out 10 items to be signed and you're paying for them, I think that's okay. But
at that point, it's a service, not a courtesy.
Yep.
So I think that's a whole different ballgame. And that's basically the same thing as the people that sell online, going to a con and paying for an autograph at a lower price and selling at a higher price. So that's basically the same thing. What's some other bad motivations? I can think of some, but it gets in the creepy level. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. Like, I mean, you could have, I don't even know if anybody's done it, but like, if you could go out there and think like some crazy stuff, like somebody could be like trying to collect DNA from envelopes. There's like creepy stuff that could be bad motivations. Can you guys think of any like weird stuff like that? That would be a bad motivation for collecting. Hey, I'm just expanding the show's creepiness level today, so feel free to expand on it.
Okay, I'm sure there's people out there that
I know there are.
Oh, those I saw somebody post something on Facebook. Those the wrestling, they do those kiss cards.
Yep.
And I mean that's full on lipstick, and so there's some DNA for you. Go ahead and collect those.
Yeah, but I know some of the dings that people get in could be used for other purposes other than hanging on your wall. I don't think that's bad. I wouldn't put that in the bad category, though. I think at some point, especially with adult stars, it's expected. So I wouldn't put that in the bad category.
To each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. Like, ooh, she touched this. Yeah. Sniffing envelopes. Okay, I'm going to change your name on our chat there, Mike. Envelopes. Come on, guys. You got to come up with some more bad motivations here. This is kind of fun. You can think of some creepy stuff that people like, or stuff you've seen. Like, you're like, I bet that guy does that, and that's wrong.
I'm sure there's people that are obsessed and like create a shrine, I guess you call them super collectors, but send off photo after photo, and they've got candles and little statues and pray to it every night. I don't know what they do, but I'm sure there's those people out there. That
would be bad, as in it would be unhealthy, probably.
Yeah.
As long as they're not like bothering the person, I guess, whatever. But it would be unhealthy for the person to have a shrine of Bobby Door.
I think the next step is, after the obsession is, stalking and restraining orders. So that's probably bad.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one. That's a good one. Okay, that's fun. If you guys think of any other bad motivations during this show, feel free to throw them in, because that's kind of fun. So the last subtopic for this is genetics, kind of on the DNA same wavelength here, but it's not actual DNA we're talking about. We're talking about collecting, and if it's in your DNA. Do you guys feel like if you are a collector, do you feel like you got it out of, like, a lot of people will learn from, I'm stumbling on my words here. Did you learn from your parents, or do you think there's some gene that actually causes you to want to collect? And this is a question that we cannot answer, because we know nothing about genetics when it comes to this stuff. But I just wanted to get your opinions because I thought it'd be a fun question to ask. It's kind of a jokey question, but do you think you collect because your parents were kind of collector types, or do you think like there's something in your genetic code that predisposes you to collect things? Not necessarily autographs, obviously, but just a collecting gene.
So I didn't get this from my parents. I wish my dad would have been an autograph collector. Can you imagine, my dad getting guys like Ted Williams and Al Kaline and those guys, because that's who he grew up with. I look at who I'm getting now and hopefully passing it along to my son. But I can only imagine if my dad did that for me, I'd be like, oh, look what I'm getting from him.
But
so
did you collect anything?
Not really, no. So I learned this on my own, but genetically, once I got started, something clicked and like, I can't stop. I've been doing this since I was a kid. So there was something inside that is like, okay, it's almost has become an obsession. I can't stop.
Maybe
Like an
it's
addiction.
a therapy almost. Maybe it's this is something you can concentrate on that gets your mind off of other stuff, like a hobby. But this collecting autograph thing clicks. It works. What were you gonna say, Chase?
So it's like an addiction.
Yeah, it can be I can be that way. Yeah. Well, that's what we say in the show, right? Autograph addiction.
Yeah.
Hey, this is AA. Yeah, I mean, the addiction thing we say jokingly. Obviously, if you're spending all your money like on autographs and you can't afford it, that would be a bad thing. And we would, want you to take care of yourself before you take care of autograph collecting.
Priorities.
But we want it to be a healthy obsession. Yeah. So, Andy, who just got 21 cards from a minor league baseball player, and Mascot autograph.
Sending out books he's never going to read.
Yeah, exactly. How do you?
What people I never heard of? Yeah.
Genetic? Do you think it's? Did your family collect?
Well, I know my father was a big stamp collector when he grew up, but then I got him actually into the baseball card hobby in like the early 90s because it was something that we could do together.
Right.
So, but the autograph part is, I think it's the obsession of the thrill of the hunt. Like, like for some strange reason, I've been sent into a lot of Mexican teams of major leaguers that live in like the Dominican Republic that I can never get because Dominican is a waste of stamps because you're never going to get them back. So I'm like obsessed to send into the Mexican teams to try to get them, hoping that they're going to come back.
Right.
I think it's the thrill of the hunt of trying to research, trying to find where they are now, finding a good address. And when it comes back and you're like, you know what? I feel pretty good. I found that address on my own. I wrote a good letter and it came back.
So do you write it in Spanish?
No, you know what? I've been meaning to put senor instead of Mr. on them, but I do the little like hyphen, like Baseball Reference has like the little things above certain letters. So I've been doing those to kind of, I don't know.
To help out, yeah.
Yeah, make it look a little bit better, but
yeah.
I don't know. I haven't got any back yet. I think I have a 12 or 14 down there.
Do you think if you stopped collecting right now, you wouldn't get an itch? Like
I'd be in a coma.
Yeah. So I would put that in the genetic side. Like you got something in you that just wants to do that. And now yours sound almost more research based, like you said, the hunt. So you like looking for stuff and seeing if it works, like a tinkering gene almost. But I think there's something there. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely there. I mean, like I said, the thrill of the hunt. But like right now, I built Wegman right now because I know he's gonna sign in 2 weeks. So I'm like, I have a crap load of his. I'm like, let me just get it just to get a little fix in.
Right.
No one to guarantee when it's coming back.
Right. Well, it is kind of like that. Yeah, it's a good way to put it because you're kind of getting a little hit every time you get one back in. So you kind of get addicted to that hit. But it's like, oh yeah, it feels good. And which leads us back to our first motivation, actually.
And something too, like we're all family men. I mean, I think everyone here has kids. This keeps us out of trouble too, because we could go out drinking and cause trouble and try and relive our youth. But I do this because I got a kid at home, and this is fun for me. So instead of going out and drinking and causing trouble, I send out TTMs and do autograph stuff.
And it creates a great investment down the line. Like that money is not going to a beer that's going to go in your belly and be in the toilet in the next few hours. It's going to go into an autograph that's going to sit there and could go up in value or stay the same.
TTM and saving those brain cells.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's go ahead and move on from our topic. I think we covered motivation pretty thoroughly. I like that. And again, this goes for the whole show. You got any bad motivation ideas? Let me know. Let's move on to Fanatic feedback. This is where you can ask us questions for the show. We had one today. So a little down on the Fanatic feedback, guys. Get on that, autographersanonymous.com, and go to the right-hand side and click Fanatic feedback. Ask us a question, and we'll answer it on the show. This one's coming from Chris. He says, "Hello, I'm curious if any of the AA crew have any items signed by Congressman Cornelius Gallagher, Democrat from New Jersey, from 1959 to 1973 in their collection. I'm compiling scans and autographs of original documents and signatures related to the congressman. Thanks. I enjoy the podcast."
Wow, that is a very specific question.
Exactly. I do not.
Nope.
Do you guys have Cornelius Gallagher?
Sorry, I do not.
Yeah,
Nope.
I think politics is one of the lesser subjects that these guys collect. Some
I don't think
of
I
the
have
big,
anything.
maybe
Politics.
presidents. But there definitely are collectors out there that have Cornelius Gallagher signatures, I guarantee you. I would recommend, Chris, to go on eBay and see if anybody's selling any. You can just pull the picture from that. Also Star Tiger. You know what? I'm gonna go look it up right now for you. See if old Cornelius has Cornelius.
I don't know if he's alive and has a card out. I'll try him.
I don't think he is alive.
Or a book, right? At the dollar store.
Yeah,
Nope, Cornelius Gallagher. He's listed with no scans.
Ooh.
So he passed away actually recently. So that's probably why they're collecting stuff. So
Bad intentions.
um,
Because they're going to pass away.
yeah. So I can't help you out there on Star Tiger, but eBay probably has some stuff. So go check that out. But thanks for listening, Chris. Appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, remember Fanatic feedback on autographersanonymous.com. Let's move on to our giveaway winner. And last week we gave away a signed 8x10. What's the guy's name again?
James Michael Taylor.
James Michael Taylor.
Gunther.
Chase met him, and we posted the in-person video on the giveaway page of him signing the item. And the giveaway winner for this week is McLeod Carson. Oh, there's the autograph right there. Chase showing it off.
Yep.
I think McLeod's actually won before, so one of our first double winners. Congratulations, McLeod. You won the 8x10. We'll get that out to you ASAP. And for the new giveaway, we have a neighborly autograph, and actually has to do with the mail. So Mike's going to hold that up right now.
Speedy delivery from Mr. Rogers. This is a book that he sent me. This is David Newell, who played Mr. Feely, and signed Speedy Delivery 2018.
Very cool. So for you Mr. Rogers fans, you can get a signed Mr. McFeely book. The mailman himself goes along with TTM as well. And all you have to do is go to our website, autographersanonymous.com, and answer this question. How do you organize your TTMs or autographs in general? So do you use binders? Do you hang them on the wall? Do you, I don't know, wipe your butt with them? Just whatever, however you organize your autographs, just let us know. And we'll probably talk a little bit about that on the next show.
Going
So
back
again,
to those
just
bad motivations there, aren't you?
the bad motivations. I
Need
use all
toilet
my
paper.
autographs.
Yeah.
Toilet paper is expensive, so I use TTMs. Yeah, guys, go to autographersanonymous.com, click the giveaway link, and enter the giveaway there by answering the question. Now we enter everybody's favorite segment, the case against Hank Aaron. So, I guess I'll go ahead and start. I usually start these things. I got the screenshots. I got the goods. And let me go ahead and screen cap so everybody can see. All right. Here we are. Henry Aaron. This was taken a couple weeks ago, actually, at a private signing. And I kind of wanted to get a real quick look at what a signature looks like today. So here's the signature he signed there. And right here is the autograph. As you can see, quite shaky. I do want to point out my main concern today is the N in Hank. Little itty bitty teeny weeny N. That's what Hank does. And then the Aaron's getting real sloppy. So he's getting older. And let's move on to this next one, which is an N person that looks really technically nothing like anything I've seen Hank do. But they claim it's an in-person. I'm guessing, I see an autograph on the other side. I'm guessing it was a quick one where they just push out the book and he signs it real quick. But the N is basically non-existent in this. There's like literally no N. But again, this is kind of a rare in-person because it's so sloppy. Moving on. We have another in-person. This one, again, I assume it's signed the same way because it's kind of crazy how these two differ. And these are marked as in-person. We don't know for sure if they're in-person, but these are marked that way. So, again, with no N, and unless that's an N right there, but pretty sloppy. Now we get to the normal Hank Aaron signature that's been around for a long time. These were signed mostly, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years or before. This is what you will usually see on Hank Aaron signatures. And at first glance, you're like, wow, that looks quite a bit like his TTMs. I mean, it's kind of a thick signature. But again, I want to point out this teeny, weeny, tiny little N right here that's barely existent. All right. We move on to another. These are in-persons, by the way. And this is an even earlier signature. I would say this is probably, I'm guessing, if I had to guess, it's probably like 91, 92, because it looks like some of the quick signatures I have in his signed books. But teeny, weeny, teeny little tiny N right there. And I know the other guys are going to focus in on some other stuff, but I'm really focused in on that N because I think that tells the tale. Here is a signed book that I actually sold with a nice inscription. Let's see here. Yeah. Teeny weeny little N right there. And sometimes he puts a little line. Most of the time he has a little line at the end. It's not very connected. And you'll see that really on this next one, which is very spaced out. But the inscriptions match up, so I know it's legit. And look at the H on this one. Like this one throws me for a loop a little bit because the H is so off, but I feel like maybe it was rushed. I don't know. But yeah, the N, I guess, on this one is a little bit bigger, but it's still pretty teeny weeny. Let's see here. Okay, so this is his old signature. So this is like his full-on signature from back in the day. This is about as big as you're going to get on the N. And that's, like I said, right there is his full signature from back in the day. Aaron is almost all the same size. So it's like barely any downgrade going through the signature. And here's a preprint that he sent out for a while. And I'm pretty sure he just sent out his old signature. Again, you got an N, but it's not huge. Now we get into the TTMs. And as you can see, the N is almost as tall as the A. So right away, every single thing we've seen so far, what have we seen? A tiny itty bitty N. And all of a sudden, and I mean, I'm talking everything is TTMs, and I don't think I pulled any certified cards. I should have, but this N is way too large, and the Aaron looks off too. Again, this one is interesting because it kind of actually looks like his early signature. It was marked TTM. I don't know if it was maybe an older TTM. This one actually has the best chance of being legit because it differs a little bit from the other ones. Just because the Aaron, see how the Aaron kind of slips down just a little bit like the other one? And it's got the end's not very pronounced at all. So I would say this one might be legit, actually. It's got like a 50% chance. All right. And here we go. We got the A and the N again. Pretty much the same height. These are the ones that everybody got. And let's move on. Again, the A and the N. We're missing the tiny eeny bitty little N. And then the last one. This one's I think signed by somebody else. It just looks, I don't know what this one is. I had to show it because it was so different. But again, the A and the N just barely different there. No teeny weeny little N. Also, you'll notice on all of his TTMs, the K is pronounced. It's not a line. He likes to do that line K, and all the TTMs are full on K. So on the end of Hank. So yeah, I'm gonna say the TTMs are all secretarial, except for that one right here, which could be an older signature. Sometimes people upload TTMs that were signed, in the 80s and stuff. So you don't know exactly when it was signed. And this is an older card. But well, that's what I found.
Yeah, I think that's in 89 tops.
Yeah, it's something around that range.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 89. I think it's earlier. Wasn't it like an 84 or 85?
Was it?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Like 89 or maybe an 88.
Okay, maybe it is.
I know. No, because I don't think he has an 88 because I'm doing that set. So I know he's not.
Okay.
I think it's
then it's 89 then.
Okay. What do you guys? Well, we'll go to Mike. Mike, you got stuff lined up.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of the same. I did a lot of the same research you did on Star Tiger. So first thing I'm going to show the same thing. I saw this. This is the in person. It's completely rushed. I don't even know which way that goes. There we go, like that. So you showed this in the same scan. Just a completely rushed signature. So that's in person. So that's hard to tell. But what I'm going to focus on is the H curl, which even though this is rushed, has the H curl. I'm also going to show same thing. This was listed as, you said it was a preprint. I think it's either a preprint or auto pen. But if you look at it,
Good point.
Yeah, I think he does have an auto pen, and this definitely could be, which is great because that means he signed something and a machine is replicating it. So this is definitely his signature. And if you can see, there's a nice little curl coming off the H. His T, or the H, kind of looks like a T. It's got a little start here, comes up, and curls back. So this is a nice older, in his younger days, Hank Aaron signature. This one is definitely an auto pen. Best wishes, Hank Aaron. Somebody had the same print twice on Star Tiger.
That's
but
what
again,
I thought too. Yeah.
The H looks like a T, comes around, and the second part of the H curls. Okay, classic, beautiful Hank Aaron signature. All right. This was in person from 2011. This is the Hall of Fame card that you showed. Just, again, beautiful signature from back in the day. But again, this is almost 10 years ago. But the H comes down. And I found, let's see, this is a 2018 Topps certified on-card autograph. So
Yeah, I should have pulled one of those. I forgot.
he signed this, you know, and just, I mean, look at the signature. You can tell he's trying. And if you don't know, Hank Aaron's health is miserable. I mean, I hate to say this, but he's on his last leg. There's no bones about it because he is way up there in age. But this is, you know, Topps paid him money, and this is as good as he can do. And I'm not knocking him, but this is an on-card certified autograph. But the trademarks are still there. T comes around, the first part of the H, and then the curl. Okay, and that's what I focused on. Now let's get on to his recent TTMs that came through that I found. And here's an example. So apparently this was something that somebody recently got within the last year. Okay. There is no way that this can be his signature. Okay. The T doesn't come off the first part of the H. The curl goes right in. I mean, it looks like a woman's signature.
And guys, when we use a different letter than what it actually is, I did that on Trump. I think I said he had an H at the end because it looks like an H. That's why we say that. It's not the actual letter they're writing. It's just the letter. It's what it looks like.
Right.
When we're examining signatures. So.
Right. If you're listening to this, it does. If you look at his signature, the first part of the H almost looks like a T. That's why I keep saying T at the beginning. Yeah. Now this was I guess a recent TTM too. Looks a little bit better. You know, looks like they tried to start the T and come around, but the curl.
I don't know. That one's got the tiny little N.
It does, but if this is recent. Again, this is 2018, so this is
yeah. You're comparing against that,
right? So, was there a window? And I wish I could have found it before the show started. I got him TTM years ago, and I wish I could see what it looked like. Was there a window? I think there was. I think there was a time where he worked for the Braves, where he was signing. It was a very small window, but when he was with the Braves, I think some legit stuff came back.
I sent to the Braves, and I got one of those secretarials. Just a heads up.
Okay, I'll take a look. I'll try and find it, and if I do, I'll show it next show because I honestly.
It was that first one I showed with the clear background, the first TTM. I got that back in like 2004 when he was with the Braves.
Okay, I'll take a closer look. Like I said, I couldn't find it, but I think anything coming out recently with his help, he does like one show a year where he gets paid a boatload of money to sign. And I think he does the Willie Mays thing where he likes to sign larger items. He did the cards for Topps, and you can see what they look like. So I think anything coming out recently is just, for me, this was a pretty much open and shut case for me. I think it's secretarial.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what his wife's signature looks like. Just saying. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's his wife still living.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, anyways, we think somebody else has signed it for him. Do you guys have any opinions? Did you guys do any research?
I pretty much the same research you guys did, looking through Star Tiger, and I looked at some of the certified autographs as well that from Topps, and yeah, I pretty much come to the same conclusion. One of the other things is on a lot of the TTMs, you see the from coming from the N to the K, it's like looped in all in one motion. And usually, even you look at the certified one, you can see it's kind of like he's going to the next one, but it's just one line. It's not, or maybe there might be like a little hook or something at the end, but it's separate from the N. And also the A in Aaron, the first A is always separate. It's never connected to the next letter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I agree. And like Mike was saying, his health is not well. So his hands are pretty shaky. And the last time I saw him I didn't personally see him, but saw at a convention, he was charging like $300 to sign like a baseball. So I don't see him signing for free at all.
I think he's almost legally blind now too. I mean, not that it makes a huge difference, but if you can't see what you're signing, I don't think they have a pretty signature.
I have seen people that have signed with bad sight, and it's usually not pretty.
Yeah.
Like you'll sign over faces and stuff like that. So,
All right.
Andy,
I have an opinion. Well, that's why I just ran off. I totally forgot I had this, which is pretty bad. I have an in-person Aaron from about been mid 90s. Let me turn it right.
tiny in.
And the thing that gets me is that the first part of the H looks like an S, like a cursive S. And that certified tops card that Mike showed, if you really look, it looks like he's trying to make that S, like right to the left of it. It's like really faint. Then it turns into that first line. I don't know if you can see. That's what it kind of looked like. See, just right where the H goes across that first little line.
Right.
Looks like he tried to make that S looking for the beginning.
Right.
And like you said, first thing I was thinking is he just did that signing because I'm really tempted to send my bat in, but he's like $800 for it. I mean, I think he was charging $4.99 to start. I mean, why would he be charging $4.99 and sign for free through the mail?
Right.
And like his age is getting up there.
I mean, that happens, but it only happens to one or two people. It doesn't happen to a bunch of people that sends a person. Like there's cases where you can get somebody like not expecting it that charges a lot of money for autographs, and they may sign one or two. But it doesn't happen where a bunch of people get somebody back that charges that much.
Yeah. I just don't see him signing through the mail, and I don't think he's done it for a very long time. I mean, I know he's very busy. Like he still works for the Braves. He probably mail tries to get to him, but he probably just throws it aside, or someone else is taking care of it.
So where we sitting, boys? We got definitely authentic, probably authentic, neutral, probably fake, definitely fake. I'm going definitely.
TTM.
I'm going definite.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definite.
All right. We're consensus. Second time this has happened. Easy peasy. Definitely fake. That's what we believe. Again, this is just going on opinion from our research. Do your own research. If you find anything that's different, any other evidence that you think can combat ours, feel free to post it on Facebook or Twitter. We'll take a look at it, talk about it maybe on the next show if it's compelling enough. But so there we go.
Hashtag we want Bob Dole.
Yeah, hashtag Bob. You know what? Guess what, guys? I'm the one controlling the show right now with Google Hangouts. So we're doing Bob Dole. We're doing the case against Bob Dole on the next show, and there's nothing nobody can do about it. You guys don't get to pick. This is my pick. We're doing it next show. We're getting him out of the way. So
back to back, baby.
Back to back. We're doing back to backs. Bob Dole is going to be next show, so you can look forward to that.
So who are we going? The Doles.
Bob Dole. Bob Dole. So yeah, we'll do that. I'm pretty excited now. So the case against Hank Aaron, definitely fake.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Just want to remind you to send in your Fanatic feedback. Go to our website, autographersanonymous.com, click Fanatic feedback, ask us some questions, and we'll answer it on the show. Time to promote some stuff. And I got some big stuff to promote, so I'll go last. Mike.
All right. Shout out to Mr. Andy Summers. I'm glad you jumped on. He made a donation to Autographs for a Cure. I'll get your stuff posted. So thank you, brother, for that. Much appreciated. But you guys can check out www.autographsforacure. I'm posting stuff in the store. I'm posting blogs, just quick little write-ups on some autograph stuff. So if you guys want to check that out. And it's also got the links to all my social networks, YouTube stuff. I've actually posted 2 videos in the last 2 days on YouTube. So check that out.
Chase?
All I got is YouTube. So Chasing Ink on YouTube. Check it out.
Andy, you got anything you want to promote?
Yeah, I want to promote Autographs Anonymous. It's a podcast where a bunch of people sit around and they talk about autographs and different topics. If you have a chance, check it out. It's on YouTube and live and iTunes audio.
Great plug, Andy. I appreciate that. Okay, my big announcement. So, as you guys know, I have an eBay store called the Savage Library. And as of today, the Savage Library is dead. and a new company has arisen. I had to make some changes due to eBay policy and just like the way they run the store now, and really over flooding of the markets. I had to change some stuff around to make the business work. So now we have a new company, and this is Bargain History. So that is the name of the company, Bargain History, rarities out of steel. We're going to expand out beyond just autographs a little bit. We're still going to have autograph books, autograph photos, autograph map pieces. All that's still going to be there, bread and butter. But what it allows me to do is sell some other stuff, sell some figurines, some coins, some stuff like that. Some like props that were used in movies, movie costumes, stuff like that. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, it's going to be on my eBay store now. But the Savage Library is no more. It's now Bargain History, and you can find that at bargainhistory.com. See, I got all this little cute little stuff made. It's all fun. See, I even got a pen laying around somewhere. So go check that out. Again, all the autograph stuff's still going to be there. It's just going to be some stuff on top of it. Also, we're cutting prices lower to move inventory faster. I think it's just going to have to work better that way. So go check it out, bargainhistory.com. Also, fabricfobs.com. Buy a keychain with the celebrity clothing in it. Yeah. So that's it for today, guys. Appreciate you guys listening. Pretty good show. If you guys have any bad motivations for collecting, let us know in our fanatic feedback. That was a fun little question. All right. You take care, all of you autograph addicts.